All right, we are watching ACP, who's been playing Winston. This is Masters 5 on PC on Paraiso. Hello, I'm a Masters 5 tank player. My hero pool consists of Monkey, Ram, Ball, and Doom. This game was me coming off a break from tank, so I was fairly rusty. I'm trying to get back in the tank grind though, so a VOD review might be a good place to start. It was a classic Monkey mirror. The enemy Monkey was insanely good, going 45-4. We struggled for a large majority of the game. The game basically felt lost. My team flamed each other in chat, I believe though, and it ended up being very close. I think the main thing I need help on is general positioning, I feel. I sometimes take too much damage in the setup, resulting in bad dives. Thanks for taking a look. So we're going to go through this one pretty quickly, I think. I always say that, and then it ends up being, 2 hours long. The good news is, I think a lot of the Winston play was good. Like, it's believably low Masters, right? Why is it not high Masters? Why is it not GM? I think that you're spending too much time going after the enemy Winston, one. And two, you're making micro mistakes, like, everywhere, like all over the place. And to be fair, like a lot of stuff still looks really good, but like if we're looking at, hey, look, you're trying to compete, Masters, your top, I don't know, 10% or so in the region. If we're looking at GM, where you're looking at top 5, top 1%, you got to be a lot stronger on all the little decisions and mechanics than you are right now. And I think we especially see that early on. I think it cleans up a bit, but then we see some weakness towards the end, especially when you miss that jump on stuff that will just like absolutely cost you games, because like games are gonna be so close, right? Where like little things will make a big difference. So we're gonna go through all that. Again, the great thing is, I don't actually get to do all that many high level replays because there aren't a lot of people who post it. So like, thanks for posting this. So we're not gonna be able to cover, we'll not need to cover a lot of basics. I think you definitely understand all the fundamental ones, and that's not an issue at all. All right, so we're going to start here. Stepping out of spawn, right? You're going to eat that grenade. Okay, unlucky, whatever, right? You go out here, you eat a headshot, is what it is, no problem, right? Get healed up. All right, you're healed. You go. So it's funny that you jump here, because I would not jump here. I would actually jump over the top and land here, because you've already waited long enough that you have some idea what the enemy lineup is. There's not going to be like a Bastion or a Roadhog or somebody that's going to be waiting for you. So you can probably get aggressive and land right here and then be hyper aggressive into the back line. Because here you notice that nobody really gets splash damage. Like the Ashe takes a little bit, Ana takes none. But you could have been really aggressive here and try to block Sleep with Bubble. So right now, I actually would chase this. Not like commit chase, but like they're low enough and they have no ability to punish you with such a low damage lineup that I would have chased this for sure. See how low they get? You have 38 ammo and you're almost full health. I 1,000% would have tried chasing a little bit more, force the grenade out, and then leave. But still okay. I mean, totally fine. I wouldn't say it's a mistake. I would say that there's like a risk-reward ratio there. Like, yeah, you could have maybe got pinned in by the Winston, but like you also have close spawn, you're on offense. I think taking risks is also okay. Winston dropped. I think it's fine to jump here. So you follow him right now, which I think is okay. Right? I think I would have liked to see more arc to make sure that you can zap him the whole way, right? And you land with him. You actually do a short jump, which is better technique in general, but not as good if your goal was to burn down the Winston. The other option here is zaps, and when he goes up, instead of going up with him, use the opportunity to jump this way towards his team, knowing that they're on bridge. I think that would be a stronger play than what you ended up doing, because there's no real way the Winston should die here, right? With those supports alive, almost no chance. This transition, your ammo management, is something I noticed that I would do very differently. Right now, think about it. When you go here, is there anybody who's going to be killable on the enemy team? No, right? It's been a long time since anybody applied any pressure. You haven't seen anybody who's low. Like, we know here in replay review that the Ana is low, but like it shouldn't happen, right? With like we were out there, there's no reason the Ana should be low here, and certainly not in position for you to be able to get a kill. So right now, I would be reloading coming around this corner, and then you have the opportunity to be very aggressive. And we're going to see right now, instead you're charging a zap, but like, who's this for? It's certainly not for the Winston. The Winston's not going to die. If you're going to shoot anybody, shoot the Ana. But you wouldn't have known, as I said, that the Ana was still low after the previous engage. So again, I think that ammo management's big here. Understanding the pace of the fight, when to be aggressive, that's something that you're just not at GM level on. So right now, for sure, I'm reloading, because I know nobody's killable right now, right? The Ana's the only one who's conceivably killable, but there's no reason she should die here. Life Weaver alive, right? Presumably she has her own ability. I'd reload and then engage, right? Whether that's Life Weaver or low ground, whatever you want to do. You can jump in. Ashe happens to be AFK here for whatever reason, right? So free kill on the Ashe. You retreat, get healed. Okay, fine. So Winston's here, but let's think for a second. Winston is still over half health, okay? The Winston is at 348 health. So you do, 75 damage a second now? So it's going to take you 4.5 seconds to kill this Winston. Is that the right use of your time? No, right? Go after anybody else that's not the Winston. you spend way too much time looking and like trying to deal with the Winston. And you might think, oh, but the Winston's going to my backline. But it's not your job to deal with the Winston, right? Unless the Winston has made a mistake. In this scenario, he's in bubble in LOS of the Ana. Like, this is not a scenario where the Winston is going to die. You literally can't even out damage the Ana healing, which is 94 health a second, right? There's no way. You should take the opportunity to go engage after the Ana, right? And try to go after her, because I think she even used Sleep Dart and Grenade already. Yeah, exactly. You could be going, instead of here, you could already be on the Ana, force her back to Mega or whatever, and get the kill. Like, when she's forced into alley, she's definitely going to die. So, but you see, now that you go, and now you're way too late, and you land short, okay? And you only have half ammo. So we see, like, all the things here have kind of gone wrong here, right? So, again, you go here, Winston goes this way, I drop immediately, start running at the Ana, and then jump after the Ana. Because, again, you can't actually stop the Winston here from doing anything meaningful. And you lost out on the opportunity to go after the Ana. You should have gone higher to get more altitude. You could have landed on her, right? But, like, you kind of commit a cardinal sin here, okay? First of all, jumping in without bubble is already extremely dangerous, even when you're full health. But jumping in half health, no bubble, is a death sentence. I think that you will be shocked at how good, like, high masters, low GM players are at shredding. Even supports will just absolutely shred you. Like, a Baptiste here could have killed you almost before you hit the ground, is how fast he could kill you here without bubble, right? You can't be pushing here without bubble, without shield. Without bubble and without health, I think this is like guaranteed death, right? It should be dart to your melee, and then you just die. Obviously, there's no point in trying to stay alive. Like, you're definitely dead here. And it's a shame, because you got that Ashe kill right at the beginning when she was AFK, right? This should have been an easy win, and I think that this is kind of a throw to not get that here. So again, not the Winston. I'm not charging for the Winston. I don't care about the Winston. Whatever the Winston does, just let him do it. Like, you can't stop him, he can't stop you. I'm walking here and then taking my opportunity to attack, right? High ground directly, because nobody's going to stop me, right? We're just wasting ammo right now charging. See? What's this jump for? Like, this jump, you might think, oh, it's a stage. This is a terrible stage. The definition of a staging jump is a jump that gets you one jump closer to the enemy, which is not going to burn your resources while doing so. This is not a staging jump, because you're going to get burned down while you're sitting in the open, right? You don't need the staging jump. Just go close corner, and you can go straight up here. Very unnecessary. Like, you see, you had to back away right away. You've lost 300 health, right? Now you got to heal up again. Now you're going to go, but who are you going on? Right? Like, your goal should be, okay, try to go after the Ana here. The Widow is not even here, right? The Widow was on the back roof all the way over here. There's no need for this. Just play low ground, like I said. Go corner, then jump straight up. From corner, you can jump anywhere on high ground. This is a big mistake, right? And now you jump here, and this is a huge wasted jump, right? This is like, if I were you, the second I made this jump and landed nobody, I would assume I've lost the fight. Like, literally right now, this plus Ashe, I'm like, I've lost. I screwed up already. Like, this is such a major mistake at higher rank play. It's like inconceivable that I could possibly win the fight from here. Yeah, I mean, you could the end on it now, but like, what does it matter, right? Like, I just get out. I don't have enough players. Like, I'm missing 3 players right now. There's no way. Like, I'm just wasting my time here. I'm wasting my time and feeding all church. I would have already gotten out. I wouldn't even have chased in from here, right? Like, let's assume I found myself in this position. This jump would have been out. Right, so now you're going out anyway. You're getting burned down, right? And you get zapped and killed. This is a massive stagger. Like, this is think about it. This is 217 right now. Okay, when would I have gotten out? Like I said, I would have gotten out right here, right at 236 ish, 8, 7, right? 237, 236. I would already be out, and I would rejoin my team, and I'd be totally fine, right? I wouldn't have fed the ult charge. I'd be full health and be ready to go. But because of this, you end up dying at 217, and now your whole team needs to wait for you. Like, this can't happen. I think this is a very, like, non-masters level mistake for you to be doing this. All right, so Widow hacks are up right now, so you just chill a little bit. So a reminder, it's 15 seconds from when she pops it. Okay, so when you hear the voice line, look at the timer. Now, right? Right there. So 15 seconds from here, so 8 seconds down, so 152. Your team is not going to want to push until Widow hacks are up. Or down, rather. So you should just chill. Unless you see like an enormously good opportunity, I would just chill until 152. So I'm just waiting right now. I don't want to push right now, because remember, 3 seconds here is enough time that the Widow can definitely kill somebody on the engage. And if you start going in, your team's going to try to go in with you. and that means they get picked, or they don't go in with you and you get left alone. So you don't want to engage yet, and this is exactly why, right? 154, there's 2 seconds left. She gets the kill on your Ashe. At high ranks, this is a very easy kill if she has hacks up. You cannot be doing anything that looks like you're going to push until the Widow hacks are down, unless that push itself is to disrupt the Widow. So, Ashe goes down, right? The Overwatch 101, right? Tank 101. Down a player on offense, don't push, right? I have close spot, just go home. Just stop. Everything you're doing from here is a waste of time, right? You bubble right away. The bubble wasn't even necessary, right? You mess up this jump. I'm sure you meant to go higher. And we see that multiple times this game, your jumps are short because you have too low of an arc when you need more angle to get over things. So now you're over here. All right, you're going after Tracer, rewinds, forced, and like you're just gonna get burned down here, right? Like how could you possibly not die here? What was the point of this? It was all wasted. Right? And Kitsune is used here, right? Like everything here is bad. If you just like the second your Ashe died, just turned around and went home, you were good. Everything here is really, really bad. Like you've already burned between the staggers and that, you burned over a minute and a half off the clock. Like this is very, very, very poor play. Got slept here, totally fine, right? I definitely do not pursue at that moment in time, right? At point blank like that, slept, I bubble and walk backwards, not forwards or to the right. But pushing now is crazy because now there's 3 people in my face point blank and I know the bubble can't protect me. But use Primal here. So I think my ideal here is I get back and I wait out the grenade, get healed up, and then push in with Primal. The problem with Primal is this is not a good angle to Primal, right? Because I'm gonna be stuck in the room. No matter what happens here, I land and I hit her. No matter what happens, it's gonna be very hard for me to follow up on this. The perfect thing would be I knock her into this room and then still have jump on cooldown. I can jump in and pin her in the back. There's a very, very small window of execution, and like she kind of needs to do things as well to be cooperative for that to work out. Generally speaking, I'm probably gonna hit her into the open, and Lifeweaver's gonna save her. I think that you're much better off trying to stay alive here, wait out the grenade, then engage with no sleep and no grenade, and then you're good, right? Like then like a kill is virtually guaranteed. But right, pull happens, which is, exactly what we'd expect. Right, you have to remember, hey, look, pull is a thing, okay? You also see the pull already going off right now. There's no reason to be hitting jump. You haven't even hit the ground yet, she's already getting pulled. There's no reason to be hitting jump here. This is a crazy bad jump. Again, super low, unnecessary. You saw the pull already, like even as you're falling, even when you touch the ground, you still saw the pull was in the air. No reason to jump low. This should have been a high jump no matter what. And now you're wasting your time. So the good news is, juggles here are great. Excellent midair juggles to get the kill there, right? But after you get the kill, pause for a second. Look, what am I doing? Where am I going? Okay, I don't see anybody over here. That's fine. I don't need to jump anywhere right away. I don't know what's going on in the back line. Okay, I don't see any of my teammates out there either, though. So I can just chill for a second and just walk down and try to gather information if I don't know what's going on. And for example, you might walk down here, hear the Widow, and then be like, okay, now I can jump in. Head bonk your way into the room, which you should know. You know the technique is already from playing Doom, and get in there no problem. But you jump in here onto the back line. So presumably you heard the heal, so you know that they're close left. So if they're close left, I'm dropping in close like this down here. Why are you dropping wide here? See, look how long it is before you start zapping them. That's like a full second goes by, which is 75 damage. And this is what I mean. It's like, this is the difference between you and like a GM player, like low GM to be clear, not like high GM, but like a difference between you and low GM is like a lot. Like there's so much more damage and you could play the game so much faster if you make the right reads and the right decision making. But I think it also would be okay to chill for a second. Like sometimes after Primal, like you don't know what's going on. Take a second, breathe, look, see what's going on. Okay, where should I go now? I think constantly trying to go is not necessarily efficient. All right. So after this kill happens, right, Lifeweaver's leaving. He's clearly leaving. I cannot easily chase indoors because your jump is only going to get you to here and he's going to dash away. I go back here and be like, hey, what's going on out here? And burn down the Winston, for example. This is a good time to just be like, look, just secure the point. Trying to chase here is really hard. See how you can't keep up with him? This is exactly the problem. Versus if you just went outside, you could have burned down the Winston sooner. There's a bad jump. You saw the platform right there and that this was going to block your jump. Right? Once again, you notice that you just wasted your time for the last 10 seconds chasing that Lifeweaver around in a circle. No reason to be taking poke damage right now. Like, I don't really know why we're bubbling here. You know what I mean? Like, what's your goal right now? Is it the poke down trying to farm ulti? Because farming ulti off right click takes you forever. And I think you're kind of baiting the Kiriko here. Like, I'd rather just keep bubble for something, an opportunity to happen in the next 5 seconds. Yeah. Now I have to go back. Primal gets popped. That's great. It's bad Primal, right? We can just chill here. She kills the Kiriko, but that's fine. Because generally speaking, we're going to move this cart all over here for free anyway, so it's fine. Like, we have close spawn. I don't need to do anything. I just need to chill. Just be patient here. Like, this dive is a great example of, like, again, the difference between you and a better player, right? What are you trying to accomplish this moment in time? Jumping into a closed room with 3 enemies all sitting high ground that you knew were there, right? Because, like, you see / hear them all in the back, where you can see the floating health bars. Like, you can hear the gunshots. You can place them. What are you going here? Just try to force the Tracer off? You can't even necessarily force the Tracer off here. Tracer here with Zenyatta Orb alone reduces your DPS to 45, right? It's going to take you 3 full seconds to kill her. That's like 2 full clips into your face. That's assuming she doesn't get healed from anything else, which obviously you can block with Dart. But, like, she also has Rewind. Like, she could conceivably chase you down and kill you after. Like, this is really, really silly play, right? This is like a terrible trade. Forces out Bubble, right? And now you're forced to go home. Yeah, again, just this is not really a spot that you can stage from if they are already here. If they're playing backside of bridge, yes, you can use this room as a launching point. But if they're already standing here, you cannot land here because you get shredded every single time you see them. Just move the cart up, use this angle to jump up because you're totally sheltered, right? I think this is one of the few examples where, like, I do think your quote unquote staging, right, is a problem because there's no reason to be going this way. Like, Winston fighting in these tiny rooms with low ceilings is basically always bad unless you're primaling. And primaling a target that's relatively squishy. Again, stop trying to fight for this spot. Use this area to get a free engage on the enemy. I almost wonder, like, you said you're a little rusty at playing tank. I almost wonder if you're not comfortable playing tank on Paraiso, because it doesn't feel like you know how to navigate the map, right? You can push from this way, or you can push from this way, okay? You can even walk through this way and get here. Like, for example, if they're set up on red building over here, and you're like, oh god, I get shredded coming down, you can go to the left, go here, walk in, and then jump up on them, or go here and then jump up on them. You have a lot of options that are not just constantly losing 400 health and forcing bubble for nothing. There's no reason for you to die here. You get so low because you're just making terrible trades up there. Like, you're taking literally 4 to 8 times as much damage as you are actually dealing, which is what's causing the Tracer to farm ulti really fast too. All right. So we see the Ana's here. So finally you think, okay, A, we're moving the cart, which is great. B, we're thinking, okay, jump on. But again, I don't know exactly where she's going to be. I know she's somewhere over there. I want to make sure to land basically on her. So I want to get up the corner, see what's going on, then jump. But you'll notice, what do? You jump before you even see. You don't see anybody. So if anything, if I'm jumping here, I'm curving to the left to make sure I get as much distance to the left. But you're going to see just how far away you are. This is not a threatening position for Winston. Discorded with Zenyatta, Widow, Ana here, they're just going to kill you, right? They're going to force a bubble out and you can't leave it, which is exactly what happens. This is not a threatening Winston, okay? Luckily, your DPS actually play very well this game. But, like, you do very little here, right? I think that this is, like, just a terrible engage. All right, Ana dies. I think it's a good job cleaning up here. Go for the Widow. Good. I think, isn't there a Tracer here? Oh yeah, rewind goes off. So I'd be looking for her after the rewind, but yeah, I think bubble up here is fine. Yep. Looking for it. I think you could have gotten this by holding left click. Yeah, like holding left click right there would have killed her, but that's okay. I mean, like, I think that is like within the realm of, like, even a GM. I think somebody could have missed that. So I don't know yeah, I think tuck in and then jump over the top is the instinct here. I think trying to stay here this long and jumping out in the open, you should be dead right now. Very, very lucky to not be dead. I keep backing up here. There's not enough healing on your team, right? Kiriko and Zen, like, you don't have a lot of healing and certainly no burst healing, so you got to get out. I jump out, yeah. Continue getting out. I think that's a good call. Just chill, right? You definitely always need, as tank, always need to know what your supports are. How much healing do we have? Play around that, right? Zen Discord gives you a lot of opportunities. So if you're constantly jumping, like, it'll be hard because you're always going to be super, super low. But look for, like, who the Zen Discords and try to engage on that. Another bad jump. Like, I think the idea here for Ana is you want to fake like you're going to land on her, then pop bubble and block the sleep dart. I think that's like kind of optimal play. But alternatively, I could like if she's gonna sleep dart me, as long as I don't die during sleep dart, like I'm not getting slept next to a bastion. Even if I get slept next to her, it still forces her really, really far back. But if I get slept over here, she can still walk out and do stuff, right? I really want to zone this out completely. Like this is a very, very safe jump, but I think you could have been more aggressive here. Like as long as you put bubble down, nobody can blow you up easily. So I know you're being aggressive here because you have primal. I would not have chased this. I don't think there's a need to, right? Cart's moving. Again, low ceilings suck for you, okay? And it's not even like they're going to be trapped in this room after you go down there. I would have gone out this way, right? And just looked around and be like, okay, what's the current state of the game? Like, what can I do here? Probably not the Winston. Maybe I need to peel the tracer a little bit. Maybe I can come in from this way, but I don't want to be running down this tunnel. I think stairwell, this is not good. Yeah. Hero comes in, it's good. Like, I think you get away with this, right? This is the tough thing is like when you guys are starting to climb, there's certain things where like, oh, this worked, but I don't think that this would work at higher ranks, not consistently. I think that generally speaking, I think you just get shredded going down that stairwell and pop primal really early and get no value for it. This is a good zap in, right? I think you get the melee off, yeah. I don't know why you pop bubble though, right? Like I know you're like reasonably low, but like, he's going to die instantly. If anybody else is involved, then you can worry about bubble. But I would not use bubble here. Oh, you're in big trouble now. I would consider suiciding, yeah, because I don't think there's a way you get out. But we kind of see like let's back up here, okay? Because I want to go back to like you get shredded going down here, and you're forced to pop the primal early, right? Because of this. Oh my god, the Zen missed. You just saw the Zen miss 3 shots on you. Unreal. Right, you go over here. And as I mentioned, right, instead of going down the stair, what would I have done? Right? I would have looked around and be like, hey, look, what do I need to do over here? Instead of chasing down, look around and be like, hey, maybe, right, I need to go peel the tracer, right? Because the cart's not moving here because the Winston and Tracer are still applying a lot of pressure. And like these supports in the back are not doing anything. They're effectively stunned for the next 5 to 10 seconds because they have no LOS on anybody. So if you just come back and help your team, double team, triple team, whoever is in the back line, that's good. Like thinking about just because you can dive targets doesn't mean it's necessarily a good thing to do if they aren't hurting anybody as it is. A very common problem happens with flankers too, right? Tracers will get a kill and they'll go all the way to their spawn and they'll spawn camp them. You might be like, oh, it's good. The Tracer got a kill, right? But like, the person coming out of spawns is not affecting the fight anyway. I'd rather have this Tracer in the fight doing a 5v4 with us than going and spawn killing somebody again. Because you might think, oh, well, like that person's permanently out of the game, but so is my Tracer. You know what I mean? Like, my Tracer's not doing anything because it's just, the Tracer's effectively just trading for whatever the enemy support or whatever they're spawn camping. So this is a good example where like these supports are not doing anything. Turn back, help your team clear out this space first. Good news is you still have primal, so possibilities here. Another bad jump, right? This is like a crazy safe jump in a game where they have very little damage. The only thing you have to worry about here is like a sleep plus Zenyatta burst. Other than that, like there's nothing here that can kill you quickly. I would not have put that sleep dart or bubble down right away. I don't even know if you heard the sleep dart because I feel like you heard it. Yeah, you would have heard it right there. So you know she doesn't even have sleep dart. So there's no reason to not land on her. Like, This is bad ability tracking. But I think chilling right now is a good idea, right? Because you're like, look, I could engage your primal and I'm not going to die. But the best call is for me to just move the card a little bit and then focus on what's going on back here, right? Just chill a little bit, let your team to come up forwards and help you out. Like, honestly, I think that I would already be jumping in over here to force all these guys out. And that's why if you had bubble, you could safely do this. Without bubble, it gets a little spookier. Good corner juggle here. Bad miss there. Right. Trying to get the Widow. Yep. So after this happens, what do? Sit in the bubble. Wait in the bubble, right? Figure out where the Zen is. Use the bubble / column to buy us as much time as we possibly can. And then when we finally have jump back, drop, and then jump forwards. That's the way you get out of this. Trying to just walk out like this, knowing the Zen is alive, is so sloppy. Right? Like, you just fed that kill away. Even if you end up dying here, no matter what, just wasting the Zen's time here gives your team a chance. But just dying right away is bad play. So I know you're trying to lock him out here, but like you take way more damage than he does. I would not have taken this risk holding my back there. Like, look how much you get shredded. Right? You're already down to 195, and he still has 447. I think that it is not a good idea for you to do that. I think it's too big a risk for relatively. Because again, if you get a pick, it's only 15 seconds. But if they get a pick right now, they probably win the point. The value proposition here, the risk reward, is just not balanced in your favor. So you shouldn't be trying to make that play right now. Like, there are aspects of your play which I feel like are kind of gimmicky. Like, you're like, oh, let me try to always like lock down the enemy tank and try to body block, whatever. Which is a good technique to know, but like doing it at the right times is important, and that did not feel like the time. All right, so you force trace rewind. That's great. Again, think about their lineup, okay? Everything's going to come down to controlling this space over here, which you can basically freely do. They have basically no way of allowing you to continually control this space. That's my goal. I don't want to stop the Winston from jumping because I can't. I don't want to stop the Tracer from engaging because realistically I can't, right? There's a lot of ways the Tracer can get past me and go like backside, for example, right? My goal here is to lock down the Ana and the Widow, and to some extent, sort of the Brig, right? If I keep those heroes, especially the Ana and the Widow, from doing anything, automatic win. That's all I have to do, right? Keep the Ana and the Widow, which I'm very well suited to do, out of play. And they have very little damage. It's one of the lowest possible damage levels that you could run into. They have decent sustain with the Brig, but like besides that, they are almost no damage. Just keep the Ana and Widow out of the game, and you're good to go. Okay? That should be your perspective, not chasing down the enemy Winston. But that's not what we're going to see here. I think this is an easy first point hold. They have nothing to clear you. So again, let's think about this. Is dropping down here stopping the Ana and Widow from doing their job? No, because they're not ready to advance yet anyway, right? Dropping over here and putting down the bubble, okay, whatever, right? They're just going to wait for the bubble to go, and then they're going to push you out, right? And now you're just getting farmed. And this jump is crazy bad. I didn't even, like, I guess maybe because you got whip shot, but like, you had a lot of time here after the whip shot to do this. And it's not even like you clipped the light post or something like that. This is just a bad jump. If this happened, I think everybody just commits and kills you. So you notice Kiriko, it gets nervous about you, and she's going to come forward and Suzu you because she's so worried. She's going to die for this. See, the Winston sees that she comes in for Suzu, and she has no, for Suzu and no Swift Step. He just commits, and that kill's going to happen. That happens because you messed up your jump. And again, there's no reason for you to be on the other side of the bridge. No one asked you to do this. Like, your team doesn't need you to push past the bridge and apply pressure. All you need to do is make sure nobody has any angles for the Widow and the Ana. So if they go over here, yeah, you got to jump them. If they're over here, they got to jump them, okay? Maybe over here, maybe you have to jump them, okay? Over here, for sure, you need to jump them. Those are the spots that you need to control, not past the bridge. All right, you get super low. Thankfully, the Brig dies, right? But then you lose 4 for this, right? And that's it. Like, this is just, it's just not good positional play. Right? Understanding what my job is on defense, understanding how to play Paraiso, I will give the enemy Winston a free entry. Because how do I stop him? I can't as Winston. Like, it literally, like, if I'm the enemy Winston and you're spending your time jumping and attacking me, I'm thrilled. I just play a little safer than usual, and I've effectively completely taken their tank out of the equation while still doing my job. That is a bad trade for you to be chasing the enemy Winston around, right? You don't need to mirror him. You don't need to stop what he's doing. Like, you don't have the kit for that. Like, you're not Diva, you're not Roadhog, you're not even Orisa. Like, it's just really, really bad. I feel like you're trying to get in and then you clip the top. This is like a relatively easy jump that you mess up here. So for sure, I'm dropping here and zapping these two. I don't know why you would turn right now and look at the Winston. Again, it'll take you all day to kill the Winston. Just go after the Widow. Very silly. All right, bubble goes down. All right, on the break. Okay, that's great. It's like crazy your team managed to turn this around. Like, their team is just throwing some of these. Like, this Primal Rage is terrible. This is the worst. This is the worst thing the enemy Winston does all the time, right? Like, what was his plan? He's gonna 1v5 us? Like, it's crazy. But like, it's good, right? Because that means like you can see so many mistakes coming from the enemy team. That's like all the space you have to still play better than them and win games. Obviously, you end up winning this game. It's actually relatively unusual. I cover wins, but like games close enough that I'm like, all right, it's fine. But like, you know, if I was the enemy Winston, this would be a cakewalk. This would have been very easy to win. So, again, Brig's gone, okay? She's like half health, but you know the Ana's back there. Why are we trying to jump in and commit here? Like, what's our goal right now? This is just going to force bubble out, right? And you're going to feed ult charge. I don't need to do this. I'm not getting the kill on the Brig here. There's no point. I don't need to jump here. I wouldn't jump here, right? Just go up top, set up, control high ground. Because that's my goal. The Brig's not going to get a pick. The Widow is going to get a pick. My goal is to continually prevent the Widow and the Ana from playing the game. This is bad value. Because again, these supports aren't doing anything anyway. All right, so now you're looking for the Widow, which is good. But you're low, which is bad. Right? And now you use jump for nothing. Because you're low and you get spooked, right? And you're like, oh, I gotta pop jump. Good job staying alive there. But Suzu is forced, which is unfortunate. Now, great, we do have an opportunity. They're clearly on the back foot, okay? Winston's doing whatever in our back line. So now we jump behind them, rotate, do 180. Very basic technique for Winston, okay? Jump, 180, land behind the rearmost person, which knocks them forwards, then kill them both. But what do? We do a short jump. But why are we doing a short jump? This is the time to get aggressive. You want to get aggressive on their backline? This is the time. There's nothing these two heroes can do to stop you, right? I think they've used basically everything except grenade. Just jump in, right? Just jump in right now. Bam. Land. Kill them both. Easy, right? Make sure you get the mega too. But you could have staggered the Widow as well. All right. So Tracer Winston back here. Yeah, I think jump in right now. Tracer's killed 2. Again, you could have been helping to deal with that Tracer instead of just going after their backline endlessly. Like, this is a good example of, like, better value, right? Those supports were never going to affect this fight. All right, going after the Widow. I think this is fine. Yeah. It's interesting that you went after the Brig right away. I would have just stepped back to zap both, but it's okay. I think it's good enough. No, I think this is a crazy play, because so the Ana has sleep. The Ana just came out of spawn, right? And this is very, very close to their spawn now, and you don't have bubble. So, like, conceivably, if somebody spawns here and quickly switches like Bastion or something, you could just die right now. But Pulse goes off. I definitely want to get out now. I do not want to take this fight anymore. Like, again, Tracer easily gets away. I don't want to die. I want to get back, right? And it takes a while for my team to heal me. Again, there's no way you're killing this Winston. Like, just get healed. Priority should to get healed. That Widow could have nearly killed you. All right? And this is the problem. I don't want to be standing here with 330 health. I want to be standing here with 625 health. Like, this is the problem. Is like, you're just taking damage on fights that don't matter. You see what I mean? Like, from here, okay, Winston's gone. That's fine. Just let him go. Go back. Get healed. Great. Now I'm ready for the next push. But now when they're pushing, I don't have the health to do anything about it because you haven't been sitting in a position where you can get healed. Again, nanoed Winston. What am I going to do to stop this? Right? You see, like, he could have kept going through there if he wanted to. The reason why he doesn't is because he gets whip-shotted. It's not because of you. And yeah, okay, now you're like sort of body blocking him, but like that's not really my priority. And most of the time, that's not going to do anything. I really want to be looking for, hey, look, what's the rest of the team doing, and keep going after them. Like, I know it feels like, oh, wow, this is a good play. I managed to block the enemy Winston. The overwhelming majority of the time, you have no ability to do this, right? And like, you might say, oh, I wouldn't do those scenarios. Maybe. But like, looking at this, I feel like you look for body blocks in the enemy Winston every chance you get. And I don't think that is a good habit because I don't think it's a consistent habit. Right? If you did it to me once in a game, I would just be hyper aware of the rest of the game. You'd never get another one on me again. So you drop here because you get shredded. But like, you're 277. I think I would have dropped and tried to keep attacking here, especially with the jump available, I think. Yeah, I don't think I would have popped ulti here. I would have waited at least another moment to see if I could get it off. Because the Widow's also got to be low on ammo, right? She just fired everything off at you. Yeah, see, she's reloading here. Like, you still have, like, right before, you're 277. Yeah, I don't think this is the right time to pop ulti. Like, if the Ana turned on me, yeah, okay, maybe I pop ulti then. But, like, right now, I think this is a bad idea to pop ulti this early. This is all bad mechanics, right? Should have been a short jump here, right? You did a regular jump. Can't land that hit, right? You finally get the Ana and you get her in the open. Okay, good. Reasonably good juggling. Okay. Ana's dead. Trace is in. It's fine. So we're getting shredded right now. So at this moment in time, right, I have to look and be like, okay, hey, what's going on? And probably play close left and try to give him space, right? Trade space for time. because I'm down 2 supports right now, so there's no source of sustain. And like hitting tab right now to understand, okay, who's alive is important. I don't want to be going out here trying to poke at them. That's not my job right now. My job is just to stay alive, which could mean going back here and getting mega. It could be jumping back up and rejoining with my supports and getting healed. There's only so much you can do. Again, you cannot stop Winston's engage. You can't save your team from the Winston, and you shouldn't think of it that way. But you lost 200 extra health here for no reason. Like, imagine you have 200 extra health right now. You can conceivably kill the Brig right now. But without that health, there's no way. All right. I don't want to take a fight in this room. This is a terrible place to fight. Like, think about it. If you're the Reaper and you see Winston here, does it seem like the Winston is in a good position, or does it seem like you're in a good position? You're in a good position, right? You're like, yeah, I'm going to feast here. Winston with no armor, close range, trapped in a room he can't jump out of easily. Yeah, great. This is a great fight for him. I don't know why you're taking this fight. Like, the Reaper should absolutely shred you here. Like, he misses a complete shot right there. Like, this would be all headshots, even like mid-GM, mid-Masters. Very, very lucky to not be dead right there. Again, doing a lot to zap the Winston, but you're actually behind in health. It's funny because this is a situation where I'm like, I think you're in way too deep, and I think you could get body blocked out. As we already mentioned, rooms with low ceilings are really bad for Winston. Because now Winston traps you in, and now what? Right? Like, why are we just throwing away your life? Why are you trying so hard to push this? Like, just play slow, okay? Jumping here on the balcony, okay, fine. I'll live with that. This is fine, right? Just zap, 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 right? Just play slow. Just chill here. You don't need to do anything, right? You come in, Kiriko tries to save you, but if Kiriko, I'm sure, has used everything now to try to save your life. Exactly. Yeah. Like, this is just... You're making life so hard for your supports. So Winston engages. What do I do when Winston engages? I leave. What am I going to do about this? Right? There's like very little I can do in this situation that's going to change how this fight is going to develop. In this situation, it just happens to be that the Winston is engaging way too early, and there's no actual help. But a smart Winston would not have jumped right then. They would have waited longer before going, right? This is the enemy Winston throwing the game. And like, maybe you're like, oh, I made the correct read by like zapping him. But if your automatic instinct for whenever Winston engages is I'm going to go zap him, you are going to lose more games than you win in a mirror matchup. Because the overwhelming majority of the time when Winston's engaging, it's because they know it's a good time to engage. This Winston is making a mistake. He is in way too deep against multiple heroes with no LOS of his supports. And now he has Primal, and that's why he's doing it. It's still a bad call. He doesn't need to take this fight yet. He could have chilled, waited another 10-15 seconds for the cart to turn the corner, and then this would probably be a game-winning fight. But instead, this Winston has made a ton of mistakes. Now at least you make a right call leaving him after he primals. All right, you go after the BAP. Okay. I don't know why you don't stay connected to him here. Like, he can already shoot you anyway. Why not keep zapping him? If you're like, oh, I need cover, well, you have bubble coming up in a second. So, like, I don't really know. This feels a little silly. Like, either you thought it was a good time to chase or not. And you felt very indecisive here. All right, I think you go home now. And now your bubble's forced. So I think you have time to wait a little bit here before you go in the BAP, A, so you can get a little more healing. But B, if you're going to jump here, land on top of the cart. Notice no jump damage is done because you landed on the back side of the cart. There's no LOS. This is very silly. And you missed the melee there somehow. Kiriko goes up, free kill. Yeah, just absolutely throwing. Tracer forced that out. But like your DPS are playing really well. That's fine. Right? He's still going to get shredded here. That's good. I think this chase is fine. I think now is probably when it gets a little sketchy, but I think this is still fine. I would turn away. When this happens, turn your head away, right? Don't try to shoot him. Your shots aren't going to do anything against them, right? Turn your head away so you can't get the bonus crit, and then go back. Like, I want to track this Reaper's aim to demonstrate, like, he must be missing so much. Okay, so that's a 75% miss right there. That's a 50% miss. You can see how much, right? You can see how much of it misses right there. That's a 50% miss. That is like another 75% miss. That is a 90% miss. That's a full miss? And that's mostly on target. Like, I think it's like a 25% miss. That's mostly on target, right? And that's probably on target based on fall off damage now. Like, this Reaper literally could have done 400 plus more damage to you easily. You're in for a rude awakening at how good people are at aiming at higher ranks, because this Reaper is whiffing a ton against you, like so many shots. And like, that's the instinct you need to develop against, because sometimes you'd be like, oh, why did they die so quickly? You watch the replay, be like, oh, because they can aim. There's no reason a Reaper will ever be missing a tank there. Accuracy is gonna be 90% plus, and crits, like headshots, are gonna be 40% plus on you. Yeah, I don't even know why Primal's forced here. Like, I know you're trying to kill a Kiriko, but like, I want to not die and not use Primal, because I want to save Primal for last fight. So I just jump out here. Trying to go for this, I think, is nuts. I'm think about it. I'm trading Primal for a 15-second stagger on Kiriko, where there's 48 seconds left in the game, which means they're still gonna get the last fight of the game no matter what, and I'm not gonna have Primal for it. This is a bad trade. Okay. To be fair, that's very good juggling, right? So you killed the Baptiste, who uses regen burst. I mean, I think juggling here is actually great. I think your primal mechanics are, generally speaking, not an issue. But, I mean, again, like, Kiriko's already dead, and due to wave respawn, it's actually not even as valuable as it used to be. So, like, they're still going to get a final fight, right? And now I don't have primal. Okay, good call getting out. Your Tracer is absolutely carrying. What the heck? So Winston jumps. I think it's fine. Yeah, if you want to chill, go back here. Yeah, work the back line down, not the Winston. I want to avoid this because I really don't want. Yeah, Kiriko, I think yours fine. But now, like, without primal, you could just die right now. Very, very lucky to not just get focused. And then you're gonna whiff this jump. This is really bad. So, interesting thing here. I think the actual best call here is actually try to burst down the Reaper, because I think the Reaper may not have Wraith. Actually, it does have Wraith here. It's unusual for me in the situation, but try to land on him with like an instant or near instant jump melee combo, and hopefully take some more damage and dies instantly. But going here on the Moira here is still fine. I get that you're going over to try to touch cart, but you're not going to make it anyway. So I would have relied on the Tracer to touch there and just zap the Moira, like, especially as you run. Just zap the Moira as you run, right? Really suboptimal considering like the situation. You got to be near perfect here to win in a lot of scenarios. All right, you're staying on the cart, which is fine. Yeah, jump. That's a good jump on top, right? Good LOS. See, like, that's the difference between this and the previous jump. You land on top of the cart, so everybody gets splashed by it, versus last time you landed on the backside. Go for the Moira. Moira's out. Okay, great. They have to come back to the cart anyway. Yep, go for the Moira. Good. Right, and then just... I wish I had the game report for this game, because I feel like your Tracer killed so many people. But yeah, I mean, obviously, solo Winston's not going to be able to do anything here. Okay, so we can hold there. In summary, right, I think we talked a lot about Winston versus Winston and just like trying to avoid the enemy Winston more, understanding what your job is, like locking off those long range squishy backliners, playing Paraiso well, like in terms of like the jump locations and how to not to take too much damage before you pull off the jump, and just like knowing especially the rhythm of like when do I need to be pushing versus when do I need to be staying put, right? Like, you're really aggressive at times where I'm like, no, you don't need to do anything. Just like hang tight and wait. Whether or not it's on offense when you're missing a player, or on defense when you're like, look, they're still just setting up and like getting out. I don't need to be taking risks right now and jumping into their backline and potentially dying for nothing and having, you know, ultimates or whatever else gets forced out really early, or getting your supports killed, right? As we saw from Kiriko, for example, jumping to you and trying to save your life and dying. Okay, hopefully this is helpful.